Good morning. This is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste. Ooh, okay. Ah, Good morning. This is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste here with the Astro and the Oracle program. I am innovating and I am using StreamYard to record this on both YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at the same time. So, Instagram folks, please let me know how you like this new format because I used to do this from my phone, but this allows me to streamline things. And this is what we're doing in this new time with Uranus and Gemini in a trine with Pluto in Aquarius. It's allowing us to communicate in new ways that, can reach a larger audience. Hey, Wreck and Rally Rose and Julia and look, 702 and Shannon Marie and everyone. Hey, Ashley and Lexa. Welcome, welcome. So today, what I do with the Astro with the Oracle program is I talk about the astrology for a few minutes, and then I pull cards for Oracle guidance to help you navigate the energies of the week. You're going to listen for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Okay, let's see. Hello, hello. Okay, so first, just a few announcements. I am having a free webinar on August 31st to help people navigate this eclipse season because it's really intense. And what I'll do is I'll teach a little bit about the astrology and talk about tools to navigate. And then I'll do as many hot take natal chart readings as I can as examples to show people how things may be showing up. So you can sign up for that. You can go to the link in my bio or astrologybyceleste.com. You can get to it on the first page or the last tab. I am going to Park City, Utah, October 15th through 19th, and I'm teaching a 3-day predictive astrology intensive where you're going to learn all about all these different techniques like transits, secondary progressions, solar arcs, and more in order to learn how to forecast what energies are coming up for you. And this can be so helpful for planning, for timing, for like setting goals to achieve things, to understand when to lighten your schedule because there may be unexpected things coming in, to understand good times to travel or when you're more likely to meet a romantic partner and all these kinds of things. And we're going to create a forecast for ourselves for 2026. So then we can see how things show up for ourselves. And this is just going to help us get more in connection and in tune with the energy. So you can go to opaastrology.org and sign up there. I'll also have links here. Ah, the rooms, no, look, 702, the rooms are not sold out. We have a block of rooms that we've got are holding. So look, 702, email me. Yeah, email me at celeste at astrologybyceleste.com and I'll put you in touch with Angelina. We definitely have rooms, but we need to release some of them I think tomorrow. So do it right, try to do it right away if you want to join. I'd love to have you. Hey Giovanna, welcome, welcome. So yeah, you can put comments or if you have questions, you can put them in the chat. And yeah, Celeste at astrologybyceleste.com because this is going to be a fantastic retreat. We went last year to Utah. There's so much connection. It's a beautiful place. Park City, Utah is absolutely gorgeous. The hotel property is spectacular. And it's just a beautiful place to connect with other people and talk astrology. You can talk astrology to each other. Oh, it's so much fun. Okay. So talking about the astrology, Mercury went direct yesterday on Monday. And we were in the energy of under a full moon in Aquarius. There was a full moon in Aquarius on Saturday. And so the sun in Leo, and the sun in Leo puts a spotlight on Leonic things. like celebrity, um, rulers, leaders, and royalty, and these sorts of things. Leo or golden child. Leo has to do with, the special one, the performer, the golden child kind of energy. Leo energy is ruled by the sun, and it speaks to how we shine our light. So everyone has Leo in their chart, and whatever the house that Leo's on the cusp of speaks to the area of life where your life force has a bigger impact. And then the moon in Aquarius talking about the collective, the groups, organizations, and this axis. I like to think of it as Leo, the performer, Aquarius, the audience, the one and the many. So there's so many stories about how this showed up in the energy. And I think the most important one, it was about, well, from an American perspective, I know I have international audience, but the federalization of Washington, D.C. So during Mercury retrograde, and I talk about, everybody knows Mercury retrograde, you can be late for a meeting, things get mixed up in people's heads, but there also is the potential for life-changing events, accidents, altercations, and this one specifically had some energy around attacks. And I don't know if you remember that Doge staffer, this guy who calls himself Big Balls, allegedly was attacked in Washington, D.C., where he was trying to stop a woman from being carjacked, and a group of teenagers beat him up. So supposedly this is what's alleged, and I will just assume it happened like he said. But anyway, they caught a 15-year-old girl and boy, and so Big Balls got beat up by a girl. I shouldn't diminish this because it's really awful. I mean, violence is horrible, but there's something about it that's a little bit off. Like my spidey senses have been tingling, but we'll just assume it's all what they say it is. But anyway, this action happened during Mercury retrograde. It was an attempted carjacking, and a phone was stolen. Mercury rules transportation as well as commerce and things like cell phones. And so it was very in line. And on the time it happened, the moon was in at 0 degrees Sagittarius, or 0 or 1 degree Sagittarius, opposite Uranus and Gemini. So Sagittarius can be lawless, and Gemini rules cars and transportation. And so this group of people came, and there was this conflict. And there are two things that are coming from that. As Mercury stationed direct, the president has federalized the Washington, D.C., the National Guard, and 15 other organizations are prowling the streets of DC, saying they're there to protect and make the city safer. On the day Mercury stays in direct, Venus and Jupiter were conjunct on the USA sun. So it's like this protection energy, but also underneath it, Saturn and Aries. And Saturn doesn't like to be in Aries. It's a sign of its fall. So the authority can go to extremes when Saturn is in Aries. It was sextile Uranus in Gemini on that day. So like going to extremes to battle out of control teens is what they're saying, although the city is in a 30-year low of of crime. So that's one of the biggest stories, that federalizing the streets of America. And it's very concerning because this is one of the first steps that authoritarians do. It's like this testing. So people are very concerned about this. There's going to be protests and whatnot. Hi, Southern lady. Yeah, go. Yeah, go. I mean, I think the fact that he calls himself Big Balls is part of the problem about like, but yeah, anyway, that's enough about that. But it's very serious. And the other thing that has been talked about is that they want to change, this administration wants to change the age of adult responsibility to 14. What this would allow is younger people to be put in jail at a younger age. Yeah. And it's very serious. Crime is a very serious thing. I don't want to minimize crime at all. But yeah, this is bringing up all kinds of issues, but and also making it so that people can the 14-year-olds can have sex with adults. That's also a very serious thing that's proposed with this legislation, and a lot of red states are trying to let 14-year-olds get married. So that's one of the big things with this. So this is very, very big stuff that's being announced right around Mercury Direct, and the seed of it had to happen a week or two before it during the retrograde phase. So this gives an example of how, with a retrograde, you go back and then forth again. So hopefully that makes sense to people. Yeah. People around the world are protesting. The energy is ramping up and ramping up we've got Pluto, Uranus and Gemini trine Pluto and Aquarius. So groups of people, Aquarius, are revolting or taking a stand or demanding change, Uranus, about a lot of things around the world, like what's going on in Gaza and some of the big topics. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Is there any other questions? Okay. Okay, let me do I want to talk about it? There are all these other stories, but I know Taylor Swift announced a new album on the day uh, Mercury went direct. Yeah, I might show her chart and do a little video later if I have time. And I think that's good. Yeah. Let's just get to the cards. I don't know if I don't feel this doesn't feel as intimate to me. So we'll see if I keep doing this on here. I'm definitely moving my interviews to this format where I can do both at the same time, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep the cards. So let me know. You can just DM me how you feel about this setup. It just may be new and unfamiliar for me. Okay, so we're using the Akasha Oracle. And this is a really cool deck by Elizabeth Nicole. Rockpool is the publishing house. And there's the cards have a picture and some words, but she's got all these spreads that you can do them, and it really like can hit the mark about questions. Yes. Okay. So here's a question. Yeah. So this could really hit the mark. I'm really liking working with this deck. Let me tell you, she's got like 9 card spreads and 13 card spread, a 7 card spread. Yeah. I did one of these for a friend, the 9 card spread, like for an overall objective view of a situation, parts to work on, and the evolution after 6 months was one of the spreads. Yeah, it's really cool. So, and you can see on the back, it looks like there's a bird with a woman on the bird's back. Yeah, and it says, unlock wisdom from previous lives. And working with it myself has been really helpful. Okay, Sandy, does your dog bite? It's so interesting, Sandy, that's your handle, because Jupiter is on the fixed star Sirius, which is the dog star. Oh, there was this horrible story about how a woman got mauled by her own dog. Any insights for a Taurus Sun Sagittarius and Leo Moon lady in her? Okay, you're going to get 3 cards to help you. Yes. Yeah, that was awful. There were other stories like, okay, so there was this woman on a plane who the and she was a nurse practitioner, and the flight attendant told her, please have your kid put the seatbelt on. And then she started calling this woman, the flight attendant, out of her name, and she called her the N-word and a bitch. And so it was really interesting how this person with a big following on Threads was documenting this as it went on. People on the plane were not having it. At the gate, she was arrested and got a $45,000 fine. And she's a nurse practitioner, so this brought up all kinds of stories. And this happened the day Mercury station direct. So in her mind, this is what can happen with Mercury retrograde and direct. You can say things out of your mouth and the whole cycle, but out of your mouth that you normally wouldn't, like that you would just keep in your head, or maybe she normally talks like that. But anyway, that's a life-changing event. The woman's now on a no-fly list. She's had the social media mob has descended on her. People are calling her employer and all sorts of things. So that's something you can see with this energy as well. Yeah. I love it when bullies get called out and caught too. I'm all for this lady. She's a nurse practitioner. She should not have access to people with that kind of, if she hates whole groups of people like that. How does that impact her job? Okay. So that was another story that came up. But let's go through the sun, moon, and rising. That's what you're listening for. And then maybe I'll do a couple. I have to stick to an hour. So this is a good format for me to not be able to slap my gums all afternoon. Because and with YouTube, I'll put timestamps in later, but they're not going to be timestamps till later. Okay. Let's see. So first up is Aries. What does Aries need to know? So there's so much coming up about yourself and your place in the collective. So think about if there's anything that's come up around groups or organizations or friendships since the full moon on Saturday. What has been going through your head about, do you want to like launch something or talk about something or do something, but feel inside that you're or have you silenced yourself for fear about how people react? This is a great cycle to really think about that sort of stuff. Oh yeah, I had a great talk with Deborah Silverman yesterday, one of my teachers. She's having a free immersion and focusing on divine masculine. I'll put the link to that in the chat as well. And I'll post our talk later. Ooh, this is so interesting. Oh, yeah, Cheryl, no problem being late. This is my first time doing this live on YouTube and Instagram. Okay, and I can't see Facebook. So if anybody's watching on Facebook, I only have 2 screens. Okay, so for Aries, the card is dependency. I don't know how well you can see the picture, but what it is, and I'll post I take pictures of the cards afterwards, and I post them on Instagram, and I'll put them in the chat on YouTube. Oh, YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and then like and comment, please. I'm taking Stormy Grace's class on YouTube, so I'm bringing up my YouTube game. Okay, so it's a woman holding on to these balloons, like she's trying to hold on to something. And it says wild chicory, and the word is dependency, Aries. So think about, Aries, what are you dependent on? And I want you to think about your relationships with, like we said, the Aquarius themes. And what do you hold on to? And this really gives me the image of like, a bird, if you hold on, you got to let it go free. If love for love, hopefully somebody knows that quote I'm talking about. Like, and Nelly Furtado has a song, I'm like a bird, I'll fly away. You want to, if you try to hold on to something too tight, you can't keep it. Now with Aries, is it your independence? Do you feel like you need to do everything yourself? Do you have a hard time asking friends for assistance or things like that when you really need it? Do you have a hard time showing any weakness? The card says in the book, and these are short and they're really impactful. The card speaks about having trouble being self-sufficient and acting according to your desires. Another person, love, alcohol, your diet, or pace in life is taking up too much space and preventing you from accomplishing your potential for your own benefit. Depending on the other cards, you will be able to determine the precise message. While chicory provides courage to efficiently face obstacles. So if you want to try some wild chicory, put it in your salad. So think about that, Aries. And you're going to get, well, depending, up to 2 more cards. And like if you're double anything, you can pick another card. And notice what pops out to you that I'm talking about. There might be some message that really impacts you. Okay, Anna says YouTube seems clearer. Ah, hi, Miss Money 9. Hi, everyone. Ah, positive job hunting transits. Well, there is a new moon in, it would depend on your chart. Okay, so you're a Capricorn sun, you're a late Libra rising. What's your midheaven? What's your midheaven in? Definitely when the moon's in the sign of your midheaven might be helpful. When something's casting light on your midheaven, those can be really helpful transits, especially if it's benefic, like Jupiter or Venus. Oh, your midheaven's in Cancer, Miss Moneybine, right now. The Jupiter-Venus conjunction met at 14 degrees of Cancer on Monday. You could get a lucky break. So I would say really put a lot of energy into it over the next 2 weeks, and hopefully you'll get a lucky break with that. And what degree is your midheaven? Jupiter is going to station at 25 Cancer. Okay. Okay. Taurus, your card is Styxx. So this is Styxx. Ah. Oh, good, Anne. I'm glad you signed up for the DSA immersion. Oh, thank you, Manifester from Toronto. If you love something, set it free. If it's meant for you, it'll come back. Yes, that's the thing. So this picture has someone in a boat and it's floating down the river Styx. So for Taurus, this is about plunging your subconscious, and I feel like it's like doing a little shadow work about your relationships with yourself and groups and friends. And this makes a lot of sense because Taurus is a fixed earth sign, Leo's fixed fire, and Aquarius is fixed air. So Taurus is in a square with these two energies. And so, yeah, you can get journaling, I think would be great for Taurus because you could get something, you could get some awareness about things, about those situations. Yeah. Cypress tree. In Greek mythology, the Styx is one of the rivers of the underworld. This card is a warning. You must turn back. The decision that has been made or the path that is taken might not be the right one. So think about if there's something you're doing that you feel like that you need to take action about. I'm just going to use my intuition with what these cards mean. Like if you do a spread, it could be a different story. But this to me is about like just doing some shadow work for Taurus. Okay. Okay. Ah, Gemini, you got resilience and everlasting flower. So resilience. And there's a woman's face and there are cracks among it. So for Gemini, there's a lot going on with you. With Uranus has entered your sign. So you're getting some insights and awarenesses, things that are coming into your conscious attention that maybe you didn't know you didn't know before that maybe are shaking you a little bit. Like you're getting some awakenings, but you're adaptable. So this is a reminder that you have the power to be flexible and change when you come up against difficulties. And I think honor and congratulate yourself for your resilience. Yeah. Oh, Miss Money Bot, Jupiter is stationing on your midheaven November 11th. So there's a lot of energy, and especially right now because of that conjunction. Yeah, and think about maybe even applying for some things you maybe normally wouldn't. I know that job market's tough out there right now, but if yeah, there's potential for you to get something. Yes. So Cancer 25, the card is love, and it's Jasmine is the what it's recommending. So she's holding a heart and really holding it tight. And so think about, I feel like this is about self-love. So showing yourself some self-love, Cancer. You may be feeling a lot of emotional overwhelm. I know I've been feeling like more emotion than normal with Jupiter and Venus both in Cancer. So, yeah, it's a good time to give yourself some extra love. And today, at some point, um, the moon is going to square both Jupiter and Venus. Now, the word of the day was swoon. So, some people may be feeling overwhelming senses of emotion. Yes, MH crosses. Yeah, I'm streaming. I'm streaming on both of them. So let me know. Give me feedback about what you think about this format. Anna said she likes YouTube better in this format. Uh, ooh, for Leo, subtle realm. Lotus is the card. Leo, subtle realm. So the sun has been going through your sign, and ooh, this is to me, this is a really good opportunity for Leos to pay attention to signs and signals uh, about little things that are coming up, and your not ignoring your intuition. And this card speaks of angels, guides, archangels, and the spiritual world as a whole. So the lotus symbolizes spiritual awakening. So really notice, what are you being awakened to? What are you seeing differently or seeing about yourself differently? This new moon was that happened 2 weeks ago on the 24th was opposite Pluto and Aquarius. So there may have been a lot of things coming up from your subconscious or nudges from your spirit guides telling you some things that you needed to know about yourself and your interactions with others. Virgo. So I got the loss card for Virgo. So think about what you are letting go of or what is coming up to your attention. And there may be themes about loss because the South Node is in the sign of Virgo. And to me, this card is a guy looking down and a key is falling into this what looks like almost like quicksand, and there's a heart, a broken glass, a dragonfly. And this to me is about the feelings of what has been coming up to your conscious attention, Virgo, as the South Node is going through your sign, whether it's a sun, moon, or rising. It's digging things up and bringing them to your conscious attention. Think about, are you obsessing over anything that is lost? Are you just tossing things that you're ready to get away from? Are you decluttering, like letting go of things you're ready to let go of? Or are you trying to hold on tight to things that you know it's time to say goodbye to? You've outgrown. Oh, good. I'm glad, Giovanna, that it resonated. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let me see. Manifester said, I've had a rabbit visiting you for the last 3 days. Oh, how beautiful. Rabbits are signs of fertility. Yeah. Are you trying to create something, manifester, or launch something, or have a baby? I thought Taylor Swift might be getting pregnant because she has her moon and Jupiter in Cancer, but no, she's birthing a new album. So that's the baby. And she announced it on the day of the Venus Jupiter conjunction. So that's what she's birthing. So I feel like you seeing rabbits is a sign or a symbol that you're ready to birth something. And what is it? Hey, Libra. Ooh, you got Libra, you got the home card. Linden tree. So there's a home in a tree. It's almost like a tree house. I haven't pulled this card before. Let me read it. 11, home. You can think about, where do you feel at home? Who are your friends that, you know, especially as a child, there's certain families that I remember would treat you as if you were their own when you went to visit them. Then this might bring up some nostalgia. Or who did your family treat as though they were, as though you were part of the family? Ooh, this card speaks of a couple moving in together, or refuge, durability, a position to maintain, or a stabilization. Mm, yeah. The linden tree represents protection. So yeah, where do you feel safe and secure and at home? And Cancer, Jupiter and Venus are in Cancer. Your ruler, Venus, is in the sign of Cancer, which rules the home. So that can be what you're thinking about. Oh, good. Hi, Youngstown Muffin. So glad to see you. I hope you, I hope people like this format. Yeah, Scorpio. And so remember, Aries was dependency, and then Libra, home. And these are signs that are opposite each other. Mm. So sometimes that will connect with people. Scorpio, taking responsibility, white iris. And so there's a woman, and she has like a castle on her shoulders. This reminds me of Sisyphus. It feels like this person is taking on more than they need to be taking on. So think about, where do you take responsibility for others, Scorpio, that it's really not yours to carry? And can you put down some of your load? That's what I'm getting intuitively. Or is, if there's something you need to take responsibility for, do so. But I'm getting the taking on too much. And just consider it. Ooh, Sagittarius. And it's so interesting. For Taurus was Styxx, like doing some shadow work, and Scorpio about to how you take on too much responsibility at times, that, or things that are not your own. Open-heartedness is for Sagittarius, and it says rose companion. So it looks like a guy with an open, you can see, and this is about Sagittarius. The planet that rules Sagittarius is Jupiter, and it's conjunct Venus. So you may be feeling a little extra emotional, tender, loving, and think about who you can truly open your heart to. And there's resilience for Gemini. So if there's been pain in the past from relationships and you're ready to get out there again, but you're scared of getting hurt, better to have loved and lost rather than not have loved at all. Yeah. Yes, I am. Hi, Make Boy. Oh, you grew up on Linden Avenue, Lara. I love it. I'm having a free webinar on August 31st. Sign up. Eclipse season is what the topic is going to be. I'm going to try to give, because this eclipse season can be highly emotional. So I really want to give people some tools and support, or just togetherness, coming together to help people through this time. Okay. Ooh, okay. So for Capricorn, I got place and era. So it looks like you see it's got this, uh, and it says prehistory, antiquity, Middle Ages, modern era, and contemporary times. Prehistory is Asia, antiquity, Africa, Middle Ages, Europe, modern ages, Oceania, contemporary America, and at the bottom there's man and woman. So it has these three, I want to call it a horseshoe. This feels very much like the nodes, place and era. There's a time and a place for everything. This reminds me of her event about divine masculine. So you might want to consider that place and era, but there's not a number on it. Ooh, let's see if I can find it in the book. I haven't read this one yet. So for Capricorn, you can think about Capricorn is a sign of tradition, and you can think about how your values have changed over your life. Love and place and era. That's really interesting. Cancer had love. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this one. Hmm. Yeah, it's not. It's just. It's not it's. It doesn't have a number on it. So just use your intuition. Ah. Maybe it's a part of travel. Like maybe it's a nudge if you've been wanting to go check something out to check it out. Okay. So for Aquarius, you got professional, lily of the valley. So there's a circle, and then there are all these people involved with this. And hmm, lily of the valley. There may be something that brings to mind themes of work. Let me read what it says. This card speaks about work or pastimes, but depending on how the other cards, the professional card may express the notion of undertaking, diving into action, investing, building for the long term, creating a structure, setting up a business, or supervising. Lilies of the valleys were once considered to be lucky charms representing love, and they were traditionally presented as gifts on May 1st. So, where do you want to be, Aquarius? Where do you want to be next May is something you can be thinking about with your long range goals. Yeah, if you have something, maybe pick May as a date or think about what happened in May. Does this give you any insight about something about a friend, group, or organization, or yourself, or your emotions? Or do you feel like you're on a wheel, a hamster wheel, where you just work, work, work? What can you do to change it? Oh, good, Rocco. Oh, TM Smith, I'm so glad it was spot on for Scorpio. Uh, oh, good. I'm glad it resonated. Okay. Oh, and Pisces success. This is so interesting. Oh, let me go back to apologies. Leo was settled realm, and Aquarius was professional. So Leos and Aquarius, notice what's going on at work. Now, this is something else. So Pisces got success and Virgo got loss. What do you need to let go of in order to bring in success? The South Node, which is a drain, and what we're letting go of is in Virgo. The North Node is in Pisces. That's what we are, where there's growth and gains. The North Node is an amplifier. So, yeah, I think this is a great thing to think about. What you need to let go of to bring in success. Uh, Absolutely, Lily of the Valley. Oh, okay, manifestor doesn't like the green background. Okay, I might try it next week without the background. Okay. Oh, good, Meg. Wonderful. Okay. So let me see. I want to Miss Money Wise. So Miss Money Wise has a sun in Aries, Libra rising, and Capricorn. So you've got a lot of cardinal initiating energy. Capricorn was place and era, but let's look at what's on the bottom of the deck here. Yin energy, hibiscus. Yin energy, dependency, home, and I want you to think about Miss Money Nine. If you are seeing things that, oh, that job sounds good, but I don't quite have the skills, where you're not, because of like feel fear of getting out of your comfort zone, you're not applying to, because of that. Men will apply to be the president when they really have no business doing it. So think about that. Think about going for things that maybe feel a little outside your comfort zone, but or think about how things can be stepping stones, and trust, have faith, believe in yourself. Jupiter is in Cancer, the sign of your midheaven. So yeah, that can be, and now it depends on your whole chart, but there can be extra energy for luck and success for you with this time. Yes. Okay, D is a Leo sun, a Scorpio rising, and a Virgo moon. Subtle realm, taking responsibility and loss. And I want you to think about, is there something that you have been beating yourself up for, like saying the wrong thing, or like, especially about a relationship in the past that maybe had problems or dissolved, or something where you're not letting go of some kind of like pain, or emotions around it, and everything is a lesson. Yeah, I want you, especially with that Virgo, can you do maybe a forgiveness ceremony and let it go, is what I would say with that. Let me see, how much more time do I have? Okay, I have a few more minutes. Okay, so Youngstown Muffins, Aries rising, Gemini sun, and Capricorn moon, place and era, resiliency, and dependency. Mm, I want you to think about the arc of your life, and just consider how you've recovered from from things. Think about how your resilience. Yeah. Think about how you're resilient, how you've recovered from things that seemed really hard at the time, and are you holding on to something that you don't want to let go of, especially if it's a bad relationship, not a love relationship necessarily, but if there's some friend relationship or something that you're having trouble letting go of, or feeling overly dependent on, or feeling like, ooh, I wish this person was more accountable, or giving back to me more than they are. Okay. Yes, and then one more, I'll do mystical. Oh, wait, I should do, okay, I'll do one from each. Oh, good. Yes, stop playing small, Miss Moneywide. Absolutely. Okay, I'll do mystical risings. Your Aries. There's so many people Aries. Think about dependency. Absolutely. And what are you holding on to, loss, because you're so scared it's going to be let go, is going to be lost. And open-heartedness. Yeah, so think about, especially if you are blocking love, or scared to love too much because of fear of loss. Yeah, think about that. Think about how you can be dependent at times on putting, especially with Sagittarius energy, being a little non-committal because you feel like you're so scared of being dependent or someone holding on to you too tight that, ooh, you might lose out on some of the deeper emotional connection. That just came to me. So just consider it. Okay, and then Giovanna is a Leo sun, Aquarius rising, and Cancer moon. Ooh, Southern realm professional and love. Ooh, I love that. Subtle realm, professional, and love. I just want you to think about how love is in your, it is in the air everywhere you look around. That song by Barry White. I want you to listen to that and dance to that and feel like I was feeling this subtle realm today. Feeling like even when you feel like you're alone, you have ancestors, angels, your spirit team working with you, taking care of you. Can you feel their love as you're going through the next couple of days? That's what I want you to think about, Giovanna. Yeah, absolutely. And then Anna Marie, subtle Sag is the open-heartedness, Virgo, loss, and dependency. Open-heartedness, loss, and dependency. Yeah, I want you to think about, yeah, I want you to really think about the open-heartedness, the love card, and what how does fear of dependency, what does that mean to you in your life? Just think about that. What does fear, how does dependency, because you've got a lot of Aries and Sag are both independent. We talk about Aries being independent, Sag being non-committal, and Virgo like wanting control. So think about how those three work together in your life, or how do you use control to prevent loss? And yeah, I think that this would be great for you to do some fear of dependency. Yes, yes. And how does it push you to, and maybe if you can let it down a little bit. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Hi, Smile Forgot. Okay, so yeah, you could just put in the chat or whatever. Let me know what you thought of this new format, whether if you prefer me to record on Instagram and then put it on YouTube, or you like it this way. Okay, have a beautiful day. Sign up. Go to the link in my bio. There's some free stuff, as well as if you're interested in coming to the cosmic retreat, sign up right away. Yeah, there's discounts right now. Okay, take good care, and I'll be back on Friday here on YouTube and Instagram with Caitlin. We're going to talk about the astrology. Caitlin Mulder. Okay, take care.